this month, y'all. This is probably my biggest book haul ever. Like, it's freaking massive. I blacked out and bought books. And so many books. And I don't know what happened to me. I'm gonna have to do an unhaul soon just to get rid of books to make room on my shelves. Because there is so many freaking books here. We've got adult fantasy, YA fantasy, we got middle grade, we have like whatever's right below middle grade for my daughter. Like we got books, y'all. Some were gifts, some are from book boxes, some are from Amazon, and most of them are from thrift books. Because I have rediscovered my love of thrift books this past month, and it has been dangerous. Because when every book is only like $4 or $5, I just keep throwing them in the cart. And like, yeah, they're used, but oh my God, they're usually such good quality. And I found some really cool hardbacks that like I wouldn't have been able to find if it wasn't for thrift books or used. And like, honestly, I'm not like super huge on like matching series and stuff like that. So like thrift books is perfect for me because I love used and I love cheap and I love that. So a lot of these are from thrift books. Some of them were from an Amazon sale. Amazon had like a buy 3 get 1 or whatever, the buy 2 get the 3rd one free sale on middle grade. So I bought 6 middle grade fantasy books that I've been wanting. So there's that. And I've been kind of hoarding all of these, not putting them away for like a month. So we're just gonna jump into it. These are in no order. I have them just kind of stacked and we're gonna see where this takes us. The first ones are ones that I got specifically for my daughter. And the first one is Featherlight by Peter Bunzel. This is actually one that I had never heard of. I saw Gavin on How to Train Your Gavin mention this book, and specifically what caught my eye was that this was specifically stated to be for dyslexic kids or easy for dyslexic kids to read. And of course I had to buy it because if you have been following me, you know that my daughter was diagnosed with dyslexia earlier this year. We've been doing therapy and she's been improving significantly, and I've been kind of helping nudge that love of reading along in her, and this just sounded perfect. And it's a story about this kid and the little light. There's a lighthouse, and I don't even know what it's about, but that's all I needed to know. And Willow has already started reading this. She is 3 chapters in, and she told me that she's really enjoying herself. So yay, thank you, Gavin, for recommending this to me. The other 2 books were actually a gift, and they were from Bookborn, and they are these 2 adorable books for Willow, the Dragon Masters. She said that her son really enjoyed them and wanted to send them over for my girl to read, and she's already read them. She read them, she loved them, she flew through them, so I will be buying more books from this series for her. These are 2 of the books. It is, I believe, a pretty big series. They have a lot of books, but like they're short. And while they might seem short to me, like this is a big deal for a dyslexic 8-year-old to read, right? Like this is a big deal because like chapter books in general are not something that we have done a whole lot of because it's very outside of her comfort zone. So just being able to kind of get into that now is just heartwarming to me as a parent and a reader. So she loved these. She's loving Featherlight, and it warms my little heart. Another gift that I got is actually one that I got for winning the Jeopardy round that I participated in on Alan at the Library of Alexandria's channel, and he sent me the entire Percy Jackson series, the whole box set of the first Percy Jackson series, and I'm so excited. I've never read these. I have seen the 2 movies and I didn't hate them. And I think the reason I didn't hate them is because I've never read these books, but I'm really excited to read them. These are actually ones that I can read with Willow because they are middle grade. So we're like into that now. So yay, super excited. Thank you, Alan. The next one I actually picked up on the recommendation of both Mara and Books Like Willow and Bethany at Beautifully Bookish Bethany. And that is The Girl from Shadow Springs. This is a adult fantasy, I believe. It might be YA, but I think it's an adult fantasy standalone. And I had never heard of this. And we were doing our like favorite books of the first quarter, favorite new releases for World Hoppers. And both of them mentioned this book. And I was like, I have to have it. It sounds fantastic. And it's like very wintry. And I'm pretty sure there's like sled dogs somewhere up in this from what I can tell from the back of this book. But they just both made it sound so good. And I'm just really excited to get into this, especially because it's a standalone. Another standalone that I picked up, this time from Thrift Books, is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And I was able to find this really nice hardcover. And I know it's like out of print right now and you have to buy like the paperback, but that is the beauty of buying from a like used bookstore, from Thrift Books, is you can find gems like this that are out of print that people are just getting rid of. So I picked this up for like $6. So I couldn't say no to a hardcover of a book that I'm super excited about for like $6. I really liked Erin Morgenstern's Starless Sea, so I'm really excited to read this. This is actually on my TBR. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my book club pick for my Patreon, so if you want to join us, the information's down below. Another Thrift Books find was Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Reckoners series, and it is like a YA superheroes. So this is one of the non-Cosmere books that he has written, and I'm really excited to read it. I know a lot of people don't love it, but then there are people that do. And I know Eric at Break Even Books really enjoyed this, and I'm excited to get into it because I have yet to read a Sanderson that I do not love. So hopefully this does not break the trend, and hopefully I love it. Another book, another Thrift Books book, is Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. I read The Bone Maker earlier this year as an ARC from NetGalley, and it was one of my favorite books of the year so far. It's still one of my favorite books of the year. It'll probably be on my favorite books of the year video at the end of the year. And I loved it so much that I wanted to read more by her, read her backlist, and she's got a pretty extensive backlist. So I'm pretty excited. This is the first in the Queens of Renthia series, and as you can see, it is short. It is not a long book, so I'm excited about that. This also comes highly recommended from Elliot Brooks. I know she didn't like book 3 as much. She didn't like the ending, but book 2 was actually what I'm most excited to get to because there is apparently a really badass mom character introduced in that book. So we're definitely gonna get to these soon. More booktube friends made me do it. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Leanne from Leanne's Library is always talking about how much she loves Neil Gaiman, and I had to pick up some Neil Gaiman books. This is a nice little shorty. It sounded really cool and creepy, and I wanted it. Again, Thrift Books. As you can tell, like, a lot of these Thrift Book books, I think, are former library editions, because you can tell from, like, the shininess of them. And then they also have, yeah, withdrawn, like, these are definite, like, library copies. Woodridge Public Library in Woodridge, Illinois. But it's mine now. I have my hands on it, so I'm excited. Another Neil Gaiman right here. We have The Graveyard Book. Again, another one that Leanne said to get, so I got. And I'm really excited to get to it. I wonder, is this one from the same library? I don't think so. But this is definitely from a library, because you can tell. But it's in really good condition. I love thrift books, y'all. I'm a thrifty shopper. Like, the original price on this is $17.99 US dollars, and I think I got it for like $3 or $4. So, go me. Happy for that. Again, a thrift book's fine. Guards. Yes, I am diving into Discworld. Alan has fully convinced me that I need to at least try Guards, and I at least need to try Discworld. The fact that he compared it so much to like Monty Python style humor is kind of what hooked me, because I love Monty Python and Monty Python like style humor. So I'm excited to get to this. All right, so I'm really excited about this cover. It's so ugly, but I love it for some reason. And that is this cover of The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. It's ugly, y'all, but I got it for like $3 on Thrift Books for a hardcover. I'm pretty sure this is a standalone. If not, it's like a book one in a series that she's never gonna finish. And I just needed to own everything that V.E. Schwab has ever written. So this needed to be in the collection. And it's a shorty, and I think this is her like debut novel. I'm pretty sure this is V.E. Schwab's like very, very first book. And it is penned as Victoria Schwab, so I'm thinking it's YA, because that's, I don't know if she was doing that back then, but now when it is written as Victoria, it is either YA or middle grade. When it is VE, it is her adult work. So I'm excited to get to this, because I have loved everything I've written. Like, V.E. Schwab is my brand. I feel like after I did my Schwabathon, like 2-hour reading vlog where I read 10 V.E. Schwab books in 1 month, V.E. Schwab became my brand. Next from Thrift Books, I picked up The Outsiders. This is like a classic dystopian, and I'm so excited. This is actually a free book that I got, because with Thrift Books, if you like buy so many books, you earn points, and then you can get a free book up to $5. This is the one that I picked out as my free book, and I'm super excited because, like I said, it's like a classic dystopian and everybody loves it. And I'm pretty sure there's a character named Ponyboy. So what else do I need to know about this book? Moving along into yet another Thrift Books book, and you'll see why. I got Ember and the Ashes by Sava Tahir. I've heard so many good things about this series. Abby at Abby Salter has told me just how much I'm gonna love it, because she has a very similar reading taste to me. We're very similar in that way. She's so sweet. If you don't follow her, go check her out. I have anyone I've mentioned, I'll link them down below as well, so you can check them out too. But yeah, I'm excited to get to this. And honestly, I like this original cover much better than the new covers. I wish they still had these ones, because these I like better than the ones that's like got the girl on them, like the people. I don't know, this is just a cool cover, right? Like, I feel like probably the only person that thinks this cover is better than the new ones, but I like these covers, and I was happy to get them from Thrift Books, so I'm again excited. All right, we're slowly making our way through everything that I got from Thrift Books. Next is Monstrous. This is a graphic novel that I have heard so many people talk about, and the art is super, super pretty. And I've been really getting more into graphic novels lately. I'm pretty sure this is about a girl who's like half monster, and I'm here for it. Pretty art, and it was only a couple dollars, and I'm excited. The only thing is, man, graphic novels tend to be, if you buy them brand new, they're expensive. And yeah, these are just so pretty. Like, the art in this is gorgeous. So I'm excited to get to this one. It's so pretty. Next, we've got Girl with All the Gifts. Again, a used book, a Thrift Books book. I can't help myself from buying their books. And it looks like brand new. Like, this is such a nice copy. Like, you can't even tell if this was read or not. Like, it's so cool. And I'm pretty sure this is like a zombie book, but like a really cool play on the zombie trope, because I don't read a lot of like horror, but like I want to get into more horror-esque, and this is kind of where I want to do it. I like zombie like movies and shows. Like, one of my favorite movies is Shaun of the Dead, which I know is like a comedy zombie movie, but I love anything with Simon Pegg. If it's got Simon Pegg in it, I'm probably gonna watch it because I adore him. I loved him as Scotty in the new Star Trek movies. Like, I love Simon Pegg movies, okay? Don't judge me. But like zombies, and I'm just here for it. So I'm excited to read this. I'm pretty sure I've said I'm excited so many times. And I'm not even giving you guys synopsis, because for one, this will be a 17-hour video. And for two, I probably don't know the synopsis of a lot of these, because we know I go in blind and I black out and buy books that are like pretty covers. So this is what you get when you follow me, okay? You get the crazy. Ooh, we're getting there, guys. I told you this is a fucking long haul. Next, we have more Neil Gaiman, American Gods. I do know what this is kind of about. It's about Greek gods in America, right? Like that's what it's about. I think that's what it's about. I know there's also a show that I haven't seen. This is a big boy dough, and I'm excited to get to it. Again, a Neil Gaiman. So Leanne, you have influenced me to get all the Gaiman. Oh, then we have this big old beast of a book. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Yeah. This is like about some dueling magicians, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure there's fairies. And I normally don't like fairies, but I've heard that this isn't like a fae love story. It's like there's some fairies in the world, so I'm excited, but it is big. We are moving along in this, man, but there's so many books. Like, y'all stop letting me shop so much. Next is actually a gift I got, and it is Ship of Magic, and this is from Sophia at Sophia's Thoughts, one of the co-hosts. She's the creator of Shardathon, and she asked me to co-host, and I of course said yes. I was so excited, and she sent me this, and I'm excited to get to this. I have been wanting to read Robin Hobb forever, and I plan on getting to Assassin's Apprentice and those 3 books, and then this one all in this year. So maybe I'll do like a Robin Hobb vlog where I read 2 of her series like 1 month. So we're gonna see. That is kind of my goal, but I definitely want to read like Assassin's Apprentice first because I've heard you're supposed to. But this is the one that I'm more excited for, I think, and it's like the ships are alive, so yes. So remember I told you that I had an arc of Sarah Beth Durst's The Bone Maker, and it was like my favorite book of the year so far? I had to buy a physical copy. I was sad that it was only a paperback, like it didn't come out in hardback, but I still had to get it because I loved this book. This one, I can tell you what it's about. We are following these 5 protagonists who at one point saved the world. Then 25 years later, shit happens and they may have to save the world again. And it's just a really cool story. I have a full review of this actually if you want to check that out. Another one that I have a full review for that I got an arc for and then got the physical copy is the Unbroken by C.L. Clark. I actually got this in an Illumicrate box and it is beautiful. I love these sprayed edges. This is an African inspired adult fantasy. It is the first book in a new series and I highly recommend checking it out. I absolutely loved it, and I will link my full spoiler-free review for you guys to check out too if you would like. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're almost there. We're almost to the end. Do you need a snack? Do you need a snack? If you need a snack, let me know. I need a drink. Not a real drink. This is sparkling water because I'm trying to be good and drink more water and stuff. So I figured sparkling water was a good way to make myself drink more water without like being bored. So there's that. All right, you got your drink, you got your snack, we're back. Next, I was sent a copy of the Tangled Lands. Evie from She Was Only Evie sent me this after we did the competition Jeopardy, the Tournament of Champions. And I am so excited. I've had this on my wish list for a while. I've heard great things about it. It is the first book in a fantasy series, of course, because who would I be? And I mean, I love that it's short. I've been really wanting some short books to like throw in between like my big massive tomes. So this is perfect. Oh, the last like gift book that I was sent is a freaking monster. It could literally be home defense. Like I might need to have a license for this because it might be a deadly weapon. This beautiful copy of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. This was what Alan sent me for winning the Tournament of Champions Jeopardy, and it is all of the books. It is a big old bind up. The complete illustrated edition. And y'all, it's so pretty. The illustrations are super pretty. Let's see. Well, you can see like the end papers are so pretty. Like, I've been wanting to read this because I know this is like a classic fantasy and I've never gotten to it. Like, I've never read this before. But y'all, it is so pretty. The illustrations are pretty. Holy small print, but you know, this is gonna take me 17 years. But if someone breaks into my house, I can throw this at them and buy myself some time and probably knock them unconscious. We're almost done. These are the last 6 books for this haul. And these are all from Amazon. They are all from the middle grade sale that they had where you buy 2, get 1 free. So of course I had to buy 6 and got 2 for free. First, I picked up Holopox, and this is the 3rd book in the Trials of Morgan Crow, I think is the name of the actual series. I read Nevermore last month, I believe, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I picked up book 2 already, and then I saw this on the sale, so I had to grab it. Like, I need it. It was so good. Such a cute middle grade story. Then we got The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Again, this is just a highly recommended middle grade where this town sacrifices babies to this witch like once a year. And the witch is like, I don't know why they keep doing this, but whatever. And she takes the babies, she feeds them starlight, and then finds them like adoptive parents in other towns. Well, this one baby she picked up and she accidentally found it moonlight, gave it magical power, so now she is raising this child, and I'm super excited. It just sounds super sweet, right? The next one that I picked up is Arusha, The End of Time. This is the 1st book in this series, and again, I've heard such great things about it. I've been really into watching like Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. So yeah, I've been watching like Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and he reads a whole lot of middle grade, and it's kind of inspired me to read more middle grade. And honestly, I like middle grade. It is usually very wholesome, very sweet, very fun and whimsical and magical. And it's really nice to take a break from a lot of my like grim, dark fantasy books because I like those too. Another like really beautiful thing about reading a lot more middle grade is soon my daughter and then my son will be at the age where they will be reading middle grade. So like I can have recommendations for them. I can read books with them. So it's really cool to like beef up my middle grade collection. Next up, I picked up Omarion, the Night Brothers. This is another like super hyped middle grade fantasy, and I can't wait to get to it. I know Jess Owens really loved this book, and everybody I have heard talk about this has said amazing things about it. I don't think I've heard anyone speak a bad word about Omarion the Night Brothers, so I'm really excited to get to it. The next one I picked up is actually one I haven't heard like anyone really talk about on YouTube, and it might be because it's just an older middle grade, but that is Seraphina and the 7 Stars. I remember hearing about this when it came out and I wanted to get it, but I never did. The whole reason I wanted to get this is because it is set around the Biltmore house in Asheville, North Carolina. If you don't know, I lived in Asheville for 4 years. I loved it. I went to high school there. I have been to the Biltmore house many times. I love going back to visit. I just love North Carolina. I am a Florida girl, but North Carolina has like a piece of my heart, right? Like I consider myself a Florida girl, but there's this part of me that loves the mountains and loves Asheville. And you know, I have a brother that lives in Asheville still. I have a sister that lives there, and then I have another brother that lives in Nashville. So yes, Nashville and Asheville, different places, different states, but they sound really similar. And every time I would tell people that I lived in Asheville, they'd be like, oh, Nashville. And I'm like, no, wrong state. But this is set around like the Biltmore house, which if you don't know is this like massive mansion house that you can go visit, and it's beautiful. If you go visit, I recommend visiting in the winter. Go and see it at Christmas time because it is beautiful at Christmas. And go to the winery because they have winery tours. Yes, do it. But this is kind of set around that, and I'm excited. I'm pretty sure it's like this girl who's kind of strange and cat-like, and she lives in like the basement of the Biltmore house, and I'm excited to read this series. Y'all, we made it to the end. We made it to the very last book that I purchased this month. And that is A Pinch of Magic. Again, this is a super hyped up middle grade fantasy book. I know, a jaded reader Gavin at How to Train Your Gavin. Like, everybody that reads middle grade here on BookTube has spoken so highly of this, and it has made me really, really excited to get to it. So I'm excited to like join in on the hype. I really wanted the really pretty UK edition, but that was not in the buy two get one free sale. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna save some money and just get the regular US hardback, because that was in the sale. So I think it's still pretty. It's not as pretty as that really pretty UK hardback. Like, so pretty, right? Like this, it's beautiful. But I still like this, so I'm excited. I am not gonna try to hold all these books, y'all. Like, I'm gonna die. But just know there was a lot of books. Did we count them? Did we count how many books there were? 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a lot. I'm not even counting them. I'll count them when I put them up, because I have to put them, I have to find room on my shelves to put these books, because there's so many. And I started like a middle grade shelf, and now I don't have enough room. Some books are probably gonna have to go out into my living room. So I have a shelf out there that's pretty empty, and I think I'm gonna move all my classics out there, because that's like the thing, like, you know, I like classics. That's what you show off. I have all my like pretty Barnes & Noble ones out there already, so that'll probably just match up. But I'm gonna try to find room for these, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this massive, massive haul. If you stayed until the end, you are a real trooper. Like, you must have had some snacks, because this was a long ass video. Hopefully we had some fun hauling some books. Maybe next time you see me, I'll do an unhaul, because I need to make some room on these shelves. All right, well, my name is Jessie. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.